What's up, party people? Gemini 3.0 just dropped. Let's see what this thing is capable of. We are going to build 6 different one-shot apps, which means one prompt. Let's see how far it gets us with that single prompt, and then we'll see which ones we need to refine further. So with that, let's get into it. All right, so I'm inside Google AI Studio, and these are the 7 different apps that we're going to try to make, and we're going to try to one-shot. The first one is a Tetris word game. Think Tetris, but with letters falling down. You can make words either horizontally or vertically. So that's our first one. Next is UI screenshot to app. So you like a product, you take a screenshot of their user interface or their landing page, and AI just converts it into a fully functioning web app. The next one is a Hot Wheels trading car web app. So you upload your Hot Wheel cars that maybe you don't need anymore. Maybe you have duplicates, triplicates of those, and that becomes a marketplace, but local only. So I'm envisioning this for my kids. They have so many Hot Wheel cars, and half of them they have duplicates. So what if they could just trade it with a friend in our neighborhood? So geofence it within your location, maybe within a mile of your current location. The next is tracking flight of famous people. There are people who have done this on Twitter. I'm wondering if we can revive that. So if you want to stalk Kim Kardashian or Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, could we build a web app that tracks their flight? All you have to do is put in their name, and the rest is up to AI to figure out what's their personal flight, where did it take off from, where did it land, and when did that happen. The next is a pain point of mine, a local life optimizer. So I would like a web app where I put a list of places that I'm going to go today. And now this web app's job is to figure out what's the best optimal route for me to take and which places are open and what time. Next one, also my pain point, is going to a YouTube video and clicking the show transcript button, copying the transcript. Can I just have a web app do that for me? And then finally, a Sora video creator, because my Sora prompts suck. I want to create really awesome Sora 2 videos. Can we just create a script creator that will create the script for us? Then we feed that to Sora and get amazing high quality videos out of Sora 2 or out of VEO 3. So those are the different web apps we're going to make. So what I'm going to do first is start with our first one. Now, since I want to try a one-shot app, I want to do a little bit more than just a few words. So I'm going to take this into Google Gemini, have it flushed out into a fully functional web app, and then put it back into Google Gemini 3. So I'm in Gemini, and my prompt is refine this web app idea, Tetris word game. Sounds like a fun, engaging concept. And here's the core mechanic: clearing the board, unique features, power-ups, game modes, time attack. All right, it just went off. We won't worry about monetization yet. I'll just copy up till the multiplayer piece, and then let's go in here. Remember, you have to be in the build area of AI Studio to get to the build part. And with that, let's get started. So this is our one-shot prompt. Let's see how far this can take. All right, it ran for 84 seconds, thought for 31 seconds, and we have one error code. So let's just click AutoFix. Looks like the code is uncaught type error, failed to resolve, blah, blah, blah. All right, while this is happening, let's go and flush out our second idea, which is taking UI screenshots to a fully working product. And my prompt here is refine this web app idea, taking UI screenshots and asking it to build a fully working product. I wanted to say asking AI to build a fully working product, not it, because it doesn't know what it. Now let's refine. All right, now while it's getting refined, let's go back to AI Studio and see what's happening. This is still running. Looks like our services word list.ts is what's being built right now, which is a basic list of common words for validation, MVP dictionary. All right, so this will be the storage of the dictionary where all the words will be pulled from so that the game can know whether it's a valid word or not. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's go and see if this is done. All right, key refinements and features. Input flexibility. Instead of just accepting raw screenshots, the tool should intelligently interpret the design, offer flexibility in input, screenshot analysis, technology, stack specification, the functionality prompt, tech hurdles. All right, let's build build these specific features for an MVP. Okay, we'll continue to prompt this, go back and see if our word game is ready. Not yet, it's still being built. Remember, this was a one-shot prompt, and now all we are doing is asking it to fix whatever is not working. So while this is happening, what I'm going to continue to do is flush out all the ideas. So my next one is the Hot Wheels trading app. I'm going to put this video in super fast forward, so we have all the ideas flushed out, ready in a Google Doc, and then we take it from there. All right, all the requirements have been put into this single Google Doc. Now let's go back to AI Studio, and looks like Lexi Tetris is ready. So let's test it out. We have maybe one short prompt and a couple of fixes here, and that's all I did. So let's see how this works. Oh, that's interesting. It actually is coming down. I thought it would come down with words, tiles that would be single tiles, but maybe that's something I should have specified. But it does have Tetris-like functionality, which is pretty cool. This is going to be hard to make words. Oh, I guess I made a word. I wasn't even trying for it. Didn't even know that was a word, but somehow it's making words, and I'll have to sit and look to see if these words, okay, DID, that makes sense. That did make sense. This one, all right, that was another word. I think it was fell. Last few words, okay, bear, soon, did, and fell. Interesting. And it's telling me what the next one is going to be, what the shape is going to be. So this is pretty much like Tetris, but with words. Now, obviously, I will do some refinements to this where I would want to drop one cube at a time, not the Tetris shape. And I would also like the difficulty level to increase. Right now, it's just making words randomly. I would want it to always be linear, where the words can only be made if they are horizontal or vertical, but not bad for our one-shot game. Let's move on to the next one. We have lots to build. So our next one is going to be the UI screenshots, and the concept here is we take a screenshot, we provide it to AI, and AI just builds the product based on the screenshot. So first we need to build the product to build the product, which means I need to first create this UI in which I'll feed the screenshots, and then those screenshots will come to life as a working product. So while we wait for that to happen, let's continue building. I'm going to go to my third one, which is frankly my favorite, which is the Hot Wheels trading web app. So I'll give it the name Hot Wheels trading web app, and then provided the requirements, and then hit enter to get started on the build. So while we wait for this one to be done, let's go back to our other ones. While we wait for those to be built, I also wanted to show you the gallery. So if I'm in the build area, I can go to gallery, and this gallery features a bunch of apps that Google has provided that they've already pre-built to kind of give you the idea of the art of possible. So here's one: research visualization, research paper reimagined as an elegant interactive narrative site. So here's a research paper that was taken and converted into an interactive site. If you look at the original paper, this is what that original paper looks like. Pretty standard vanilla blog style paper, but these research papers tend to be much on the denser side. Now what Google has done is shown you how you can actually convert it into a more interactive piece so you can better understand some of those concepts. Another one is the immersive event landing page with interactive scroll effect. So let's load this one. All right, pretty cool. My mouse turned into this giant ball, and as I'm scrolling, you can see there's a scroll effect here, and let's click on one of these. All right, interesting. We have fully functional web apps here. Let's go to the next one. That one would take you or a developer lots and lots of hours to build something like that. A serene e-commerce sample experience with an AI concierge. All right, let's check it out. So here's the collection. I don't know what the AI concierge piece is, but let's click on one of these items. Aura beam. Okay, add to cart. This is super cool, and what a elegant user experience. So these are some of the things you can build. Let's go to my app, and I'm not sure why I couldn't find my app. So I'm going to stay on the build window before I move on to the next one. Pause this video, wait for the Hot Wheels app to be done, then we'll move on to the next one. All right, our Hot Wheels trading app seems to be ready and ran for 135 seconds. So a little over 2 minutes to create something. And because this was a geofenced app, it says allow location. The app may not work properly without these permissions. So we are going to allow location tracking, and demo use me at test.com for main user. So let's do that. Login and register. All right, nearby finds a Chevy Camaro, a Bone Shaker, and a Nissan Skyline, all within nearby distance. Then I have my garage where I can add my cars, I can look at my trades and my profile. Super cool. Let's click on one of these finds. Okay, these cards don't do anything. Let's click on the garage, and at least I was able to delete that. So that's pretty cool. Let's add a car. So here what I would do is I would upload a photo, and based on that photo, the AI should be able to give me the car title, the condition, and the description. But I'm glad that it also added the condition box. So let's say played with, and sure, let's put the 1969 Dodge Charger. Marked for trade. Perfect. Let's have AI magic fill the description. Even played with, this iconic blah 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 still radiates raw muscle power, ready for more legendary. There's no place for me to add an image, which is odd, but let's just add it to the garage, and then it just adds a random image. So that part is a little odd, but whatever. Let's try to add another car in AI magic fill. Here we go. Add to the garage. Now we don't have any active trades, and this is what our profile looks like. It says 2 cars owned. Super cool. V1. Obviously, I need to make some changes to this, but it's up and running and it's working. So this is great for prototyping your ideas. Even if you're going to hire a developer to build something robust, you can at least prototype it in Google AI Studio or a vibe coding platform of your choice. Figure out the kinks before you can actually hand it over to a developer. So that's the great part. And then you can also share this. Once you're ready, you can hit the share button, share it with people who you would like to test it out. And that's amazing. I haven't seen a way that I could publish this on a custom domain, but I can deploy it to my Google Cloud project. From there, my guess is I can go in the cloud project and deploy it on a public domain, but that's not part of this video. If you'd like to see that, don't forget to comment in the comments below. Now let's move on to our next one, which we didn't get to complete, which was this UI screenshot. So let's go back to start. Let's build a new app and hit build. So again, I'll pause this video. Last one took 184 seconds, I think. It was over 2 minutes. Let's see how long this one takes. I will be right back. All right, our next one is ready. This one ran for almost a minute and a half, although I don't think I defined the concept well enough, because this one is saying upload a design and it'll generate a code. Let's see how far we can get this. So what I'm going to do is go to AppSumo. Let's pick this one right here, which is Gumlet, and let's go to the home page for Gumlet, and from there we will take a screenshot. All right, I have screenshotted the entire page. Let's just copy this instead of saving it. Go back to Google Studio, see if we can paste it. Okay, pasting is not an option, so I will save this and then we'll upload. All right, so I have uploaded my screenshot, and here our step 2 is the add to cart button should increment a counter, etc., etc. Be specific about the interactions and state logic. So I'm going to say rebuild this software for me to do something similar than what this does. Now, this product is super hard, right? We are asking it to build a AI video player that is essentially a content delivery network, where it's kind of like Cloudflare but for videos. So let's see if it actually does anything. I don't have high hopes with this, but let's see how far we can get. So I've uploaded the design. I've given it my prompt saying, based on the screenshot, build me this product. A very vague prompt, and my guess is that number 1 and number 2 should tie together, which is the screenshot and the prompt functionality, to understand what the heck I've been talking about. But I think this was vague to begin with, because I don't think my directions were clear enough to help Gemini understand what I was looking for. But let's give it a few and see what happens. All right, this one, I waited a few minutes and it came back with the unterminated string in JSON at position 66,777. That's a lot of code. If we go look at the code, I don't know where that code is, because here I see 173 lines. So somewhere in the code, something's messed up. I'm going to give this one a problem with the operator, that I didn't give it good requirements. But for the interest of time, we shall move on to the next app, which is the flight tracker. Let's see if Google will build this for us. So let's go ahead and give it our next idea. Now, all of these might require some sort of integration. Unlike the Lovables and the Bolts of the world, I don't know where I would put in an API key in here, but I'm sure if I dig around, I'll figure it out. And I think it's usually in the code where you can put your API key for the different integrations that you are going to need. Let's see how far we can get with this app. I will again pause this video, come back once this app is ready. All right, people, we are back. Let's go track some hotshot celebrities. So there's no way to know if this thing is actually real, but we have the celeb jet tracker. We have the Elon Musk tracker that's saying that according to Gemini intelligence, it's analyzing flight patterns. It is going from Miami to Tokyo, hopefully. Speed is 452 kts. I'm guessing that's not 38,725 feet in the air, heading 275 degrees, and these are the coordinates. And this Gemini intelligence is just stuck. But super cool. It seems to be doing its job. Taylor Swift, that's her flight tail number, I guess. And this map isn't really loading too well, but for our MVP, here's all our arrows in the air. So our celebrities are flying. They're flying high. We have Drake, we have Jeff Bezos, and we have Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is heading from LA to Miami. Jeff is heading from Miami to LA. Okay. Drake is headed from Miami to London, and Taylor Swift is from Boca Chica to Paris. Now, I don't know if these are real, but for an MVP, it looks like it delivered on what I asked for. So kudos to Gemini. Let's go to our next one. Next one is my local life organizer. So we will again go back to start, give our new idea. Now, I know there is a pricing model somewhere in here. So while this is being generated, let's go try to find what the pricing model is for Gemini. I'll see if this article has it. Let's share the current tab and ask what's the pricing model. See if we get any answers. All right, here we go. The pricing model for Gemini 3 Pro Preview through the API and Vertex is pay-as-you-go token-based system with a clear distinction. Standard rates for those prompts are 200,000 tokens or less. So input tokens, $2 per million tokens, and output is $12 per million token. And the cost doubles for longer prompts that are over 200,000 tokens with the 1 million token context window. So let's ask it to break it down what that means for me, or how much usage is that for a regular person. So my follow-up is how much usage is that for someone just playing around. So cost breakdown, the pricing is based on tokens, where one token is about 4 characters of text. The cost includes your question and the AI's response. Your question is about 5,000 tokens that'll cost this much, etc., etc. What that means in real terms. Thank you. You could have 45 to 50,000 of these short back and forth conversations before you spend $1 on Gemini 3 Pro. Okay, that's insane. For completely free play, you can also use the AI Studio, which provides the model free of charge with rate limit, perfect for personal experimentation as mentioned on the Google AI blog. That's not bad for just to try out, build MVPs for free. We are back. This one has gone long. And when I say long, it's been over 2 minutes. Calm down, folks. This used to take years, months of preparation. So going back and forth with your developer. Now we are vibe code and we are still impatient. We have come from the dial-up days and we are still impatient that our internet is slow. So this one, let's give it a few. I will pause and come back as soon as this web app is ready. All right, we are back, and this one by far has taken the longest time, 200 seconds. Unacceptable, but it's built. And again, we need to allow our location. Now we're going to continue as guests to figure out my day and how I need to spend it. So my start location is going to be in Prosper, Texas. And let's just fill this out in, before I even fill this out, right? It looks very intuitive. It's a very simple interface. I have a few things I need to do, add a task, add a second task, third task, but I can't do any of that till I enter my first task. And then I can click on generate itinerary. So I'm going to fill in a few tasks and see how far we can go with it. And I've added 3 things so far: groceries, get coffee, go to the movies. And let me go do the movies again because I want to try something. I'm going to say this is a high priority, and this one is going to take 2.5 hours or duration in minute. That's math I don't like to do in public. So let's just do 150 minutes and add that task. It's a movie, coffee, groceries, and let's also add get alcohol. I mean, we'll do coffee in the morning, alcohol at night. All right, so we have our 4 tasks, and estimated activity time is 4 hours. I just left 30 minutes for each task and then 150 minutes for the movie. Now, I don't know how it's going to do without the location because I didn't see it try to figure out the location. I know it knows where I am, so I put my location here. But where are all these businesses near me? Is Google going to be able to figure that out? That's what I want to see. If not, then again, we continue tweaking. All right, here we go. So we're going to go get our grocery. Starting point, it just picked a random point. That's fine. Next is HEB. And remember, I had said put it in a card style format. So it did that. Next is HEB for groceries. All right, 10 to 10:35. Schedule mid-morning to avoid peak grocery crowds. And that is actually the correct address, I think. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, HEB. Perfect. Next, travel to Dutch Bros. It has the exact same address for Dutch Bros with, oh, HEB is actually showing twice. Travel to get coffee. So it's saying, okay, go from here to get coffee, and drive time will be 5 minutes. Let's see if there's actually a Dutch Bros here. Okay, I see Einstein Bros, but I'm not seeing Dutch Bros, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. Let's search Google for this address and see what's... Okay, the Dutch Bros coffee. Perfect. Then from Dutch Bros, we are going to travel to get alcohol, and it says Specs wine. So again, let's look it up. And I guess I could have specified not a specific wine shop, but let's see what we have here. Does 950 South Preston Road in Prosper have Specs wine? Hard to tell. I can't really tell from this map. Let me drag the little person here. I don't know what that little person is called. I just like to say drag the little person. All right, I can't really tell, but let's just assume that, Google knows. Google's right. Who am I to question Google? Okay, can't really see anything thanks to the trees, but we are going to assume, actually, I think I know this area. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I remember going to this one. So, all right, Google for the win. Ah, crap. All right, just know that it's there. It's right here, Specs letter. So far we are on track. And then from there, it says, okay, go to Cinemark and let's look that up. I do know that there is a Cinemark right here, Cinemark Frisco. Perfect. Again, one-shot app worked the first time. So with that, we move on to our final two. The next one is our YouTube transcript puller. So I want to give it a video, and based on that video URL from YouTube, I want it to automatically pull the transcript. This one should be fairly easy to test out. So let's wait for this to be built, and I will be right back. All right, ScribeTube is up and running. YouTube transcripts and AI insights extract accurate captions, search through video content, and use AI to summarize your answer. So for that, let's go to my channel and let's just pick this one right here, copy the link and go back to paste it right here and see if we can get the transcript. No, we cannot. It says fail to fetch, but there is a AutoFix option here. It's just amazing what you can do with a one-shot prompt. So again, the base concept is ready, and now we'll continue to refine it. Now let's see how long it takes for Gemini to fix the problem. It did run for 143 seconds to build the base structure of the app, and now we wait patiently to see how long it'll take for it to fix it. All right, so it thought for 87 seconds, and the services YouTube service.ts is supposedly what was fixed. Let's give it another shot. Same video, same URL. At least we have one step closer. It was processing this time and could not connect to YouTube data services, possible course issue or service downtime. But then we have another auto fix. Let's give this one last shot. So remember, these are great for prototyping things, but you're going to have to do a bit of back and forth. I just wanted to see how far can we get from a one-shot prompt? Can we get a working prototype? In some cases, yeah, we have been able to. But in this case, no, I don't think this is a working prototype with the one-shot prompt. I'm going to give it one final try, see if we can get this to work by fixing the latest error. And if not, we'll move on to the final one. All right, we are back for one final try. This time it was 115 seconds. This is taking longer and longer, folks, and I am not happy. Just kidding. All right, still error. We're not going to fix this. Let's go to our final one, which is the Sora video prompts. I am really bad at video prompting in Sora, so why not create something that'll make me get better prompts to get better output of the videos out of Sora 2, out of VEO3, Kling, whatever video platform that you are using. I want to create something that will help me write better prompts. So for that, we'll give this a one final shot, and I will be back as soon as the app is built. All right, we are back. The app has been built. This is what it looks like. So it says refine your vision. I am going to put in a prompt that I had done recently. Humanoid robot stands in line waiting its turn at McDonald's for a Big Mac. 3 other people in front in line. Let's structure it with AI. While it's doing that, let me show you what that original prompt had given me. So if I go to my drafts, here's my original prompt.
Where do you want to go? It's small ice copy.
So you can see it wasn't that great. It was okay. Now what we can do is get this exact thing. So here, all right, let's see what Google Gemini has built for us. So we have the scene setting, the character props, the action moment, and we can add more character lines. We can add emotions, style, aspect ratio, and frame rate. Let's go with 9:16. Let's go photorealistic. Let's go to cinematic film and generate the final prompt. Copy to clipboard. Looks like this one just worked one shot right out of the box. And what we can do now is go and describe our video. So I've pasted that scene in here, and this time it should hypothetically give me a much better result because I've added a much better prompt. So we'll wait for that final result to come through and then wrap it up. We are back. Sora interface was just glitching out for me on the web. That's why I use it on the app, but our video is ready. So let's take a look at the new one. Are definitely way better in quality than my original prompt. So I think this is probably the biggest win of the 7 different web apps that we tried today. There you have it. That is how you can use Gemini 3.0 Pro in AI Studio to create amazing apps. These are all one-shot prompts, more robust app building to come. If you like videos like these, let me know by smashing that subscribe button, hitting the like, commenting on this video so I get the signal that you like content like this so I can make more of it. And until next time, keep prompting.